Republicans don't win statewide offices. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, who probably himself would be considered a moderate, was the last one to do it in 2006. Why do you think you can now?
I think Californians are fed up with the lack of accountability, the lack of transparency in our finances. I mean, look at the challenges we face as a state, Bill, whether it's homelessness or issues with our public schools or the water crisis we continue to have in California. The list goes on. And what they see is Sacramento spending more and more money every year. Homelessness is a great example. You've got tens of billions of dollars in spending, and the problems get worse. You've got stories about a $1.7 million public toilet in San Francisco. This is the kind of thing that Californians look at, and they say enough is enough. So my campaign to bring accountability to our finances, to bring transparency, to make sure we hold Sacramento politicians accountable, it's resonating with people across our state, and that's why I think we're going to win on November 8th.
You just referred to homelessness. Is that true? $20 billion on homelessness in 3 years?
Yeah, it's staggering. And you look at really it's a human crisis we're seeing in places like San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, Sacramento. I've been all over this state, Bill, and I will tell you the homelessness crisis has gotten worse. Every Californian will tell you that. It's reached our suburbs. It is something that this state is not addressing in the right way because there's no accountability. In one program in L.A. alone, they spent $800,000 to build a unit of housing to house one homeless person. And that tells you that there's a problem in California. There's a lack of accountability. Nobody is serving as a watchdog. And that's what the state controller, the position I'm running for, is a watchdog position. That's why this is so important.
So as the way I understand it, you'll get into the finances that are run by the state, correct? And that carries a lot of clout,
right.
all the way down to the energy policies in California. And your candidacy is no joke. The LA Times endorsed you. San Jose Mercury News endorsed you.
Yeah, we have been.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Bill, we've been endorsed by every single newspaper that's looked at this race in the general election in the state of California, including today the San Francisco Chronicle, the hometown paper of my opponent. Every single newspaper, L.A., San Jose, Sacramento, San Francisco, San Diego, it's a clean sweep. And I think it's a clean sweep because people in this state and even the media elites in this state recognize something is not going right in the Golden State. Something needs to change. We need accountability.
Your opponent is a 44-year-old woman by the name of Malia Cohen. Based on what I read, her campaign's about equity and parity. How do you counter that? And will you get on a debate stage together?
Well, she's refused to debate, and I think part of the reason she refuses to debate is because she has a record of failure. She is a personal financial failure, having not paid her taxes, having had business licenses revoked by the state of California, having been foreclosed on, having had the worst attendance record when she was a San Francisco County supervisor, but managing to give herself several pay increases. So I think the reason she doesn't want to debate, the reason that she's focusing her campaign largely on issues that are beyond the scope of the comptroller's office is because she recognizes that her record, her background, her experience, simply the choice is very, very clear in this election. And that's why all these newspapers have endorsed me, and that's why we think we're going to win.
Yeah, I'm looking at the budget in California. It's always a topic out there, gas prices, et cetera. But I didn't understand this about the job. You can audit government agencies. You would sit on 70 state boards and commissions, including the State Pension Fund, the Franchise Tax Board, the Coastal Commission and Lands Commission, and those final two help regulate energy in the state. This job is significant in California. You could change the state if you were to win. Do you believe that?
I believe we can make this state more accountable. We can make it run better. We can spend smarter. And let me just say this, gas prices are a perfect example. The comptroller can audit the gas tax. We have some of the highest gas taxes in the country. Where does that money go? What is it being spent on? The comptroller can figure all that out and finally tell people where their money is going.
Well, I would say it's an uphill climb, but you're making a strong case, and we'll see whether or not voters agree with you. Lanhee, Chen, thank you for your time in California. Thanks.